everyone, and welcome to SB native Pete Dal Bello. I'm your host, Pete Dal Bello, and as always, I'm with my lovely co-star, Jeffries Sandoval. And you know, Jeffries, I think our viewers are probably wondering why. They're probably surprised that we're not filming in Studio B.
Well, I'm not surprised. You told me so much about Pilgrim Terrace.
That's right, and that's where we are right now at Pilgrim Terrace, which is right off of Modoc Road. And JP, if you could pan over, they could see it's right across the street from La Cumbre Middle School.
I think many people associate Pilgrim Terrace with low-income housing for seniors, but we're going to show you that there's so much more going on here.
That's right, and John Jeffries, who has done so much to help build this place, is expecting us.
Well, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, hello. Glad to see you here.
Thank you.
I've been expecting you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Welcome to Pilgrim Terrace.
Thank you. I hope you can show us around.
I want to show you everything I can.
Great.
So let's go ahead and do that.
Great.
So, John, tell me about the piano.
Oh, I'd love to tell you about the piano. The piano is 80 years old, and we've had this piano here for 30 years, so it's been through every renovation and everything we've done here at Pilgrim Terrace. And we keep it tuned at 440 all the time. So we have a lot of musicians that come in and play for the residents, and it makes them feel wonderful. It's free entertainment, and it adds to the ambience, makes it feel more like home.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And I love the curtains, these red curtains you have here. It's beautiful.
There's a story for everything.
Really? Really?
The curtains are from the Pantages Theater in Hollywood.
Wow.
And I had a dear friend that worked there as a stagehand, and he got those donated. They even cut them down to size, especially for us.
Wow. So
And it makes it homey, and it makes it nice for the residents. This is their home. We want it to feel that way.
So there's a little bit of Hollywood every day here.
Every day, yeah.
That's great.
Let me show you some more.
Okay, great. Wow. So John, tell us, where are we here?
We are in the Cyber Center. This Cyber Center was put in especially for the residents, and it enables them to reach out to their families. We set them up with their own Gmail accounts, and they're able to talk to their granddaughters, their grandsons, their kids, their whole family. I come in here very often and see that going on, and the exchanges are wonderful, and it gives them a feeling of wellness, and that's what we do here.
Oh, that's great.
That's so sweet.
Don't cry. All right, hey, now this is a serving platform. All those juices are made daily from fresh fruits and vegetables. The water is filtered, so they get fine water to drink. This is a soup of the day. Every day they get a fresh soup made from scratch.
I see.
Of course, you got croutons, got to have croutons. What are they for? Oh, bam!
Oh, wow. You got a salad bar.
The salad bar. And the salad bar is everything from our gardens that we grow right here. So we're talking about table, or garden to the table, garden to the table. So everything they eat is alive, nutritious, and it's fresh, very fresh. And that is all comes out of our kitchen. This is our serving window. So they come here, they get their entree right here, and they're served their entree, and then they help themselves to the rest, right?
Oh, wow.
That's all done by our chef, Pete Clements. And one of the things that we're really proud of is that we spent over $80,000 to put this kitchen in so they could have a fresh meal every day. It's not enough to feed our mothers and fathers in a plastic container. What we need to do is make it feel like it's their home. And the only way we can do that is family-style meals, and that's what they get. They get it on a plate. They break bread together. It feels like home again.
You could sense a family here.
It's a sense of family, Pete. It's a miracle. I see a miracle every day. They are so happy and content, and we have a sense of community now. That's all attributed to the food. You know, the food's way to the heart, the stomach, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the stomach man in here.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to see the kitchen. We're here in the kitchen at Pilgrim Terrace with the head chef, Pete Clements. Pete, thank you for letting us come into your kitchen, and tell me, what brought you to Pilgrim Terrace?
The ship, the big ship.
Really?
The Pilgrim ship. No, teasing. It was Thanksgiving, you know.
Well, I thought maybe you came on the Mayflower with
I couldn't
John
get it out
Jeffries.
because I ditched school so much I can't even remember history. No, John had got a hold of me 4-ish years ago through the Julia Childs Foundation to figure out how to do a nutrition program here. And I came and met with them, I don't know, a dozen times, probably over a year. Then did a couple events for them, pre-transformation, long before this was done. The remodel in the kitchen. And we just kind of stayed in contact, and then he asked more of me, like how to build a kitchen out, how to do schedules, how to do menus, how to put the whole thing together. I finished all that, and there was, I didn't hear from them for a while because they were in the middle of waiting to get funding and do the remodel for the whole Pilgrim Terrace.
Actually.
And then in December of 2015, he reached out, said, "Hey, we got this done. Come take a look. Are you interested?" I said, "Sure." So I came over, and I honestly was pretty blown away at the fact that they did everything that his vision was for years. He had a vision for well over 10 years.
I see.
And they did it. So we made a contract and made an agreement on services and what would get done here. And once that was done, I brought in Marlo and Juan and everybody. Mia came later, Chris came later, but we got rolling and got it going, and the residents took to it immediately. And I brought in a friend of mine who did Tower Gardens to come and consult with them to really figure out how to do it right, because it wasn't. And that blossomed, and we started off with this upper one, which you can see outside. And we went with that for a while, and it was taken off, and we ended up buying the guy out completely and built the lower Tower Garden. Started a CSA program and some education for kids across, over here at the high school, or the junior high, whatever that is, and started reaching out more to the community, started working with Veggie Rescue, and it's just slowly blossomed over 2.5 years now into where we're at, which is right at the tilting point of moving the next direction to
So how
really
many
move
meals-
into senior feeding.
So how many meals do you serve a day here?
We average for the year about 100. That's around 65-ish to 70 residents, depending on who can get in or not. And then about 15 to 30 people in out public show up.
Like myself,
Like yourself.
Healthy, and lunch is only $5. It's one of the many reasons why I come here.
It's a it's a donation. We can't force it, but most people are pretty good about donating.
Such a big spender, Pete.
Yeah.
Yep. I know. It's the best $5 lunch though you're ever gonna get. You can't eat Taco Bell for $5.
I am thrifty. And I do my research. I always do my research. And one of the things you mentioned, that so much of the food in this kitchen is grown here.
All the lettuces, herbs, depending on the time of the year, certain vegetables. It's never enough to do everything, but it's part of the pot for it. But Veggie Rescue delivers typically every Thursday from up to 17 organic farms in the county. So if it's not from us, it's from them, and we barter and trade with them in a kind of a light sense. They come and pick up stuff from our farm, and they'll go spread it around the community, and in return they'll drop us whatever they have. It could just be strawberries one day, but it could end up being 5 different vegetables and lettuces.
Great.
It varies every week, and as we move into June, July, August, September, it'll be 100% everything pretty much you can grow in the summer.
Oh, wonderful.
So the residents are the big benefit of it.
Definitely.
Because they're completely 180 degrees different than they were 2 years ago.
Definitely.
Health-wise.
Definitely.
Which is the goal.
Great. Well, Pete, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And keep up the good work, you and
Always.
your crew.
And everybody here.
Great. They do great work.
Come on out, guys.
Oh, okay.
This is where it all started. It all started right here with 3 towers. I bought 3 towers with my own money because I knew it was a crapshoot whether or not it was going to work or not. And basically, this is what we have in the upper garden. This upper garden is primarily for the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So Pete has his own produce and fresh herbs. We grow herbs and all sorts of produce in here. A lot of people have a misunderstanding of what we can grow on the tower. We can grow tomatoes, we can grow squash, we can grow lettuce, we can grow celery. So there's a lot of crops that aren't normally known for the towers are known for, but we grow them here because of Jacob and his scientific mind, okay? So basically what happens in this garden, all right, is that all of you, what you see here is going right to that salad bar
into the kitchen
that you saw, Pete.
Oh yeah.
You know, so the salad bar is freshly stocked every day. We make friends with other nonprofits, mm-hmm. and those friends are listed here.
Oh, I see.
They're our partners, and basically we do trade-offs with Tutti Frutti Farms, with Veggie Rescue. What they can't grow, we grow.
Yeah.
And we give it to them, and they give us what we can't grow, like root plants, carrots, and potatoes, and things that grow under the earth. And that's what we get from them, and they're more than happy to get from us. So this is about nonprofits helping other nonprofits to help my residents. It all just goes in a circle. It goes right back to them, and
it's a real collaborative effort. It sounds like.
You know, it's divine. Okay, I can't even say it's not even me. There's something really big at work here, and we need to do more of it. We need you know, we've done all of this on our own. We need help now. We need donations. We need sponsors. We need people in the community and leaders to get involved because we can do better than what we're doing right now.
Wow. It's really great. It's like neighbors helping neighbors almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Exactly. So we're bringing the food to them instead of having them come to get the food.
Wow. That's really interesting. And of course, this show is not possible without the support of our generous sponsors, and such as Town Associates, Pani Vino, Via Vi, Dal Bello Investments, Tino's Italian Grocery, Dr. David Inman, the best chiropractor in town. He's located in Suite 24 in Victoria Court. Realtor Patrice Serrani, who is with Berkshire Hathaway on Coast Village Road. Sheer Delights Lingerie and Accessories at 422 North Melpas Street, Suite 2, where sensuality begins, the International Chiari Association, and Railroad Square. Thank you so much for your support. We're in the lounge here at Pilgrim Terrace, and John, why is it named Pilgrim Terrace? You're not old enough to have come over on the Mayflower.
No, I'm not old enough. I might look old enough, right? Don't say anything. But my grandfather and grandmother did come over on the boat, so I'm only 2 generations removed from Ireland and Scotland. But Pilgrim Terrace was actually a invention or a brainstorm by the residents themselves back in 1981 when they built the place. So they formed their own nonprofit and they named it themselves Pilgrim Terrace.
Oh, wow.
And what brought you here to Pilgrim Terrace?
Well, what brought me to Pilgrim Terrace was an article in the Independent, and my wife and I were fortunate enough to be local heroes of 2000 or 2001. And the residents were very unhappy here. They contacted me by phone. I don't know how they got my number. I was working for the second largest firm in Los Angeles, and I had over 12,000 units that I was responsible for. And it kind of appealed to, well, it tugged my heartstrings because they were so mad and so upset. And they had been mistreated and lied to. So I drove through the property, saw the property in disarray, and saw why they had every reason in the world to be unhappy and fire 7 management companies before me. And that's what brought me here. I had to come.
And how many people live here?
We have 92 souls, and I call them souls because I'm responsible for them. I don't have a mother and father, and my mother and father passed away, so I have about 84 mothers, and then you make it a difference with the fathers. So I have a lot of fathers and mothers, and you know, and it is a sense of home that we've created here.
And then certainly, like you mentioned, a sense of family, and I know that you were able to help Pilgrim Terrace get a $750,000 grant from the city. Now, what did this is year in the past, naturally, when you just came, not long after you came, what did Pilgrim Terrace do with the money?
Well, this is a secret. I guess it won't be anymore.
But you know me, I can't keep.
When I saw what disarray and and the place in disrepair and 20 years of deferred maintenance on the property, I actually went to the city and to HUD in LA and talked to them about the property and the problems that existed here. They were well known to be confrontational, but that's about as far as it went. So I went to the city and said, listen, I have to fix the physical barriers that exist here before I can work on making it a viable and vibrant community, because there were rotten plywood ramps built to the handicap accessible units. There were no sidewalks, Pete. There were 2x2 pavers negotiated by walkers.
Wow, that's not safe for anybody.
It wasn't safe. It wasn't. It was sad. So I convinced the city that it looked like a trailer park. And I made them feel guilty a little bit because they were the ones that actually donated the land here to have this built for our seniors' housing. And they saw, and I guess they had the insight again. And you know, God bless the city of Santa Barbara because they came forward and gave us $750,000, the largest single grant ever given to one particular property. We took this property and raised it 3 feet. So the whole elevation of the property was brought to the units. There were no more steps, no more physical barriers, which eliminated the emotional barriers.
And definitely made it more safer for people to walk, etc.
Much safer for people to walk. God. And you know, guess what? If you're in a wheelchair, wouldn't you like to go visit your neighbor? But they couldn't. They couldn't go see their neighbor. They couldn't get to the front door.
That's something.
But it's better now.
So happy,
You know, and John, you know, this is actually the first of a 2-part episode we're filming here at Pilgrim Terrace. And, you know, I can't keep a secret. Jet Seabee could tell you that.
No, you know what I have to put up with.
I got an inkling of it.
Just in the short time you've known me. I tell you, there is actually a working farm here on this property. So here in the city of Santa Barbara. And this show is going to visit that farm in the next episode.
That's part of a whole plan, Pete. We have an urban farm, And we need to go to urban farms in this country, but the urban farm actually creates some sustainable income to help pay for the meals that my seniors get every day. And just a word about how important it is for seniors to have one nutritional meal. This place was very unhappy, confrontational. The residents were in disarray as much as the property. They were befuddled, they were unhappy, they were argumentative, confrontational. But since we started the meal program 2 years ago, and we started it because of the towers, I have seen a tremendous difference. We have 34% less calls to service. Wow. The EMTs come around looking for people, they're out of work. And that's the way we want it, because we spend over $51 billion a year on unnecessary travel to the hospital for senior citizens. That's Medicare, $51 billion. We can save that money if we all had tower gardens and urban farms to feed the people who live here. Wow. And that's why we started all of this 2 years ago. And we started this on our own money. We didn't ask for any help from anyone. We've gotten very little help from a community, and we haven't asked for it in their defense. But now we are asking for people to get involved. This is no longer a mission. It's no longer my mission. I have people like Pete that you met today. You're going, and what a surprise that you're gonna.
That's right.
You guys are gonna visit Jacob, because Jacob's got a heart bigger than my chest. I mean, Jacob's amazing. And I have people now that inspire me. I don't have to inspire anyone anymore.
I see.
Now we need to inspire the community, Pete. We need people to understand the dire problem that we're facing with nutrition. 53% of Latinos under the age of 15 are now pre-diabetic, or they're obese. What are we doing in Santa Barbara? Santa Barbara is 47th out of 58 states in food distribution.
Wow.
We shouldn't have what they call food deserts. We shouldn't have those here. We're an affluent community. We need to concentrate more on getting food to our mothers, fathers, the widows and orphans. That's what our responsibilities are. So now we're reaching out to the community, to banks, to politicians, whoever involved in this community, and whoever is involved with growing things. We need all of these technologies brought together, not just towers. We need to grow. We need to grow together. We all need to become farmers. And the reason for that is we don't have any farmers left. The average farmer in this country is my age.
Wow.
What,
39?
65,
wow.
Unfortunately. 65 is the average age. They're seniors. We don't have any young farmers anymore. That's why it's so important to help us, to help the community, and to get and make this a movement instead of a mission, because I see what's happening. And if our children learn to grow, we teach them to nature, we teach them about nature, we teach them, then they learn to what? Nurture, because they're nurturing the plants. And when children nurture, it appeals to our better nature.
Yes.
And that's what it's about.
And
that's our savior. And that's what's going to help us, are the children. And their responsibility is like yours and mine right now. Our responsibility is to take care of the widows and orphans.
Yes.
And the widows and orphans of this country, the seniors, are an asset that we're throwing away that other countries do not. You go to other countries, grandmother, grandfather living with the family. You go to other countries, you have viable senior citizens that are consultants in major businesses in Japan. They don't throw their moms and dads away. But we do in this country. We need to stop it.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that this country needs to definitely respect their elders more. That's for sure.
They do.
That's for sure.
They do.
And John, thank you so much for the time today. And I'm looking forward to coming back and visiting the farm. And thank you everyone for joining us. And
you're bringing Jatsiba with you.
If she can, if
show.
She is the show. I got to check with her agent, but
So I really want Jacob.
She just came back from Hollywood, So
well, Jacob looks like he walked out of Hollywood.
Yeah, I tell you, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Thank you everyone for joining us, and Goodbye and goodbye, Irene.